Hello and welcome to another video. Gosh, it sounds like a This Is episode.
Hello and welcome to This Is.
But here we are. It's been a while. Let's just get right into the video. Today we're going to be unboxing an eBay find, and I think I'm going to want to make a series about this because I have so much fun trying to find things on eBay just to buy and do a video on. Just look to see what people are selling on that site, because you can find some pretty good deals on there. Today, this is an RTX 2080 Ti from EVGA, but it's water cooled and it's Kingpin edition. So let's get right into the video, shall we? I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so first I want to touch on the listing on how I found this, and as well as like what the shipping was apparently like, because just looking at this box right now, it looks like it went through like the apocalypse or something. It is beat up. But for now, the listing. It had a good amount of pictures. It showed like Time Spy 3D Mark, what the card was, pictures of like, the details and things. Went over to the description, and it appears that this card had a pump failure because it has an AIO or a water cooling loop built onto the card. And basically the radiator or the cooling loop had failed at some point with the pump. And so this user replaced it. And so now he put like a regular EVGA transition AIO on it. I'll put the full name on the screen. And then he also put some Noctua fans on there as well. So I'd love to see what this card actually looks like in person. Here are the pictures that the listing would had on it, and the listing was for $400 USD. That is really good for a 2080 Ti, at least in this capacity. Usually cards around like this type of price point are going for maybe 500 or even more on eBay. And so this one was going for 400, and I was kind of watching it. I put it to my watch list and kind of watched it for a couple days, and then it dropped in price by $40. And so for $360 plus tax and plus shipping, I have myself a hopefully, fingers crossed, working water-cooled 2080 Ti Kingpin edition. I'm freaking stoked to see how this thing works and how it looks. And this is also the first video where I'm going to have a genuine top-down camera so that I can show you guys everything that I'm doing. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned, because this one is going to be a banger. Okay, so now the phone has graduated to being the top-down camera now, because, all I'm working with is a phone. We have our knife. So let's get to unboxing, shall we? Well, first I'm going to start, of course, with the sides. Wow. Around. Wow, this box has been through, this box is so beat up, it's nuts. And just before I cut this part, I just want to appreciate the amount of care that this seller had by putting a fragile sticker on this box, which, that is the first time that I've ever bought anything on eBay that's been, technology focused, because most of them have been, that had a fragile sticker on it. And I appreciate that, because I would definitely put this as fragile. Let's get this last part. Working with a dull knife is kind of sucky. I believe that's all we're going to need this thing for now, so we can put that off to the side. Okay, let's dive in. It appears I kind of hit some of the bubbles, so it's bubble wrapped. Oh, wow. So I'm glad that this has at least bubble wrap. It's not kind of like floating in there or whatever, because, I mean, given the way that this box, has gone through like World War III or something, I'm glad that there's at least a good amount of bubble wrap. It doesn't feel like, you can see the radiator, it looks like it's right here. It doesn't feel like it's enough, because, I can feel the edge of the fan right here. Maybe I want to do something like that. So we'll put that off to the side. So now here we have our GPU. Oh, wow. Check that out. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here for now. Clear off the table. Okay, so now we have our card and our radiator with the double fans. So I'm gonna pull this out of this. Oh wow. Guys, that is a very heavy card. And now we have our card. Like, whoa. For starters, I want to actually tackle the radiator first. This is a pretty thick radiator, and I think this is going to do really well in terms of cooling down this GPU. I mean, the seller put in the description that it should run like 30s at idle and then 70s under load. So that's pretty good in my opinion. But yeah, so we've got Noctua fans, and albeit two of them, along with a screw that just came out. I don't have autofocus on, but definitely not worrying at all. So we'll have to we'll have to take a look, I guess. If anything, doesn't work or whatever. Hold on, I'm gonna turn on autofocus real quick. Okay, there we go. So these are the Redux fans, 1700 RPM, NFP12s, which are pretty good fans from Noctua. Now onto the card. I'm gonna try and not move this too much because I don't want to wreck anything. Because, sometimes cards like this can be fragile. So let's maybe just put that like that. And we'll take a look at this. This is already a beautiful card. And this is all metal. Like, this entire thing doesn't have any plastic on it besides the fan, which actually, if you can see, has the EVGA logo on the fins and on the center too, which I think is really cool. I kind of like that. Another thing, this fan is on top of copper. This is all copper right here, or at least it looks like it. I would think that that's copper. And it looks like, if you can see under here too, right around in that area, there's copper all along here, right on the cold plate that's underneath here, and there's also copper right back over here as well. So starting to look at the card in this angle here, we have a Pro bit little interface here. So that's for like massive overclocking. And then this also has 3 different BIOS options. If you look here on the switch, you got 3 different options. So I'll switch that around in editing. But you got your normal, OC, and then line 2. So line 2 is like a custom BIOS that you can put on here. So here we have, I believe that's probably a light of some sort. And then here is like a really neat feature. This is an LCD display. So this will display like your temperature, your wattage, power, your fan speed, your clock speed. And that is freaking cool. I'm definitely going to make use of that. That is really neat. Next up, I want to tackle the output side. We've got our Type-C, we've got a display port, I believe it's 1.4, and then HDMI 2.0, I don't think 2.1 was around at this time, and then dual mini display port, so that's kind of nice to fit 5 on here. Like that's really nice, especially on a water-cooled card. That's useful. And then we have our SLI bridge right here, so there's your SLI bridge, and then flipping this around to this side. Okay. This is nuts. So you have a USB, micro USB given, which kind of sucks, but it's micro USB. 3 8-pin PCIe connectors, which for a total of, so that's like 150, 300, 450 watts total for that card. Next up we have the EV bot. Don't know what that is. I'll put a link in, or I'll put it on the screen. Then you got your fan, so you can connect an extra fan to it. This is probably like for extra like cooling for the radiator and stuff. But yeah, and then coming over to the back, it shows a lot of like more ventilation, all like the MOSFETs and transistors and stuff have all like this ventilation and stuff. And it's got the gold accents for KINGPIN. This is a freaking beautiful card. I love this. This is nuts, dude. So yeah, I'm gonna take some B-roll of this, and then we'll slap it in a system, probably in another video, upcoming video maybe, because this video is already getting pretty long. So yeah, all right. So yeah, there we are. Cool. Well, it has been about a week, and this thing has been holding up very well. I'm totally like loving this graphics card, and this, especially with it being a Kingpin, it overclocks pretty well. I currently don't have it running at those settings because I wanted to, put it in a better system, which I will have an upcoming video on that, so you guys will be able to watch that as well. Because right now, it's in a 7700K system, so that's still 4-core, 8-thread, but I'm going to be putting it in a 5600X system, which is PCIe 4.0, got a 4.0 drive in there, better RAM speeds, overclockable too, and I think it'll be a better match for this card. So I want to leave my old 1070 in here and just take the 2080 Ti out and put it in the other system that's actually behind the camera right now. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. But aside from that, this card has been beautiful. I haven't had any issues with it. Drivers installed pretty well. Games run very well with it. I think the only thing that I can really say that I have a little bit of a problem with it, but like not a lot, is that it sounds like it's either the pump or the card itself that has a good amount of coil whine. It's a lot of coil whine. I'll give you an audio test real quick just so you can hear it. I believe for now that's going to be the end of this video. I gotta get this one out and then start recording more so that I can get back on track with these. So I hope you guys enjoy. Leave a like, comment what your favorite part was and all that. And hey, if you want to stick around for more of those upcoming videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'd love to get to 1K at some point, or even 500. That'd be freaking cool. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.